Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new, hi, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Today's video is going to be an entire leg workout and a full day of eating 2.5 weeks out from my competition. I'm just going to be doing a voiceover for the leg portion of the video, so I hope you guys enjoy, and like always, the breakdown will be in the description below. I started this leg workout with a few glute activation exercises. All I did was donkey kickbacks with my hip circle and single leg hip thrust. 20 reps of each, a total of 3 rounds without rest. Really focusing on pushing through that heel and squeezing the glute at the top of each rep. The first superset that I did in this workout was a trap bar squat, supersetted with single leg straight leg deadlift using a dumbbell. I have 25 pounds on each side and this bar is about 55 pounds, and I'm using a 40-pound dumbbell for the single leg deadlifts. For these two exercises, I really like to focus on keeping my hamstrings and my glutes engaged the entire time so my quads don't take over. I like to hump the weight at the top of each rep. I know it sounds weird, but by humping the air or the weight, you engage your glutes even more. I'm really trying to add single leg movements into all my leg workouts because I do have a side that is weaker and I'm trying to balance everything out. For this superset, I did 10 to 12 reps of each, a total of 5 sets with only 30 seconds rest in between each one. Moving on to the second superset that I did today, I did a white stance sumo plate squat, and I supersetted that with single leg hip thrust using a 10-pound plate, and then for the squats I'm using a 35-pound plate. For both exercises, I always make sure to keep my core tight, my hamstrings and my glutes engaged, and I really focus on squeezing my glutes at the top of each rep so my quads don't take over. I'm using very lightweight, but I'm really focusing on that muscle-mind connection so I can actually target the muscles that I'm trying to hit. Since I am using lighter weight, I did more reps, so I did 15 reps of each, a total of 5 sets, resting 30 seconds in between each one. Then I moved on to a circuit using the cables. I started with a cable split squat. Again, focusing on pushing through my heel, having my hamstrings and my glutes engaged, and really squeezing my glutes at the top of each rep. And then I did a donkey, I would say it's a donkey kickback on the cables. Like always, focusing on muscle-mind connection and really squeezing my glute at the top of each rep. You do not have to go super heavy. You just have to make sure that you're feeling it where you want to. Keep your core tight and try to keep your back straight. So do not have an arch. I have a slight arch. I filmed like my last circuit, so I was very tired, but really try to keep your core tight and your lower back flat. And then I did a kind of like a wide stance squat. Again, going deep, keeping my hamstrings engaged and my glutes engaged the entire time, squeezing at the top of each rep, keeping my core tight. This is basically for every exercise that you do. You should do that. You should keep your core tight and keep the muscles engaged that you're trying to work. And then I finished the this little circuit with a straight leg deadlift. So I have my feet completely close together and I just bring my hips back. I make sure to feel that stretch on my hamstrings, push through my heel, and I squeeze at the top of each rep. I did 15 to 20 reps of each exercise, and I believe I only did 3 rounds of this, and I did not rest in between this one. I just kind of kept going until I was done. The next thing that I did is more of a tri-set. It's 3 exercises back to back. I started with a sumo stance pulse squat using a kettlebell, and this kettlebell is 15 pounds. For the pulse squats, I basically just keep everything super tight. My quads, my hamstrings, and my glutes. I push through that heel and I make sure to feel that burn. And then the second exercise is I like to call these side to side squats. I guess you could also call them side to side lunges, I don't know, but I call them side to side squats. So I basically just, have my feet around slightly outside shoulder width, toes are slightly pointed out, and I just bring the weight to one side, push through that heel, and then I alternate. And left and right equals 1 rep. And then the last exercise in this tricep is a kettlebell swing. For the kettlebell swings, you want to make sure that you're actually using your legs, like your glutes, your hamstrings and your glutes, to move the weight and not your lower back. And I did about, I think I was doing 12 to 15 reps of each, and I ended up doing a total of 6 rounds because this was a really good one. I actually really enjoyed doing this one, so I did 6 rounds in total. You don't have to do 6, but I did 6, and I rested 30 to 40 seconds in between each one. Next tricep was another fun one that I did. It was the first time I actually did this. I'm using my B-Force band. I did a straight leg deadlift, a good morning, and a squat using the band. By using the band, you just really make sure it really activates your glutes. So that is why I'm using it, and I love it. I can't wait to try it again on my next leg day. I'll definitely be going heavier. I'm only using, I think, 30 pounds here. I just wanted to make sure that I had my form on point, and next time I will add more weight. But this was a fun one. I did 15 reps of each, a total of 4 rounds, resting 30 to 40 seconds in between each one. And I finished the workout with some stability ball work. I did a hip thrust or bridge, whatever you want to call them. And then I did, I don't know what you would call these, but you guys are seeing them. They're kind of like a thrust variation. And then I finished with hamstring curls and hip thrust white stands. I did 20 reps of each, 3 rounds with no rest. I hope you guys enjoyed that workout. That was yesterday's leg training, and it was a really good workout, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. The breakdown will be in the description below. But right now, I just woke up and I'm about to head over to the gym, but I just wanted to pick up the camera and say good morning. Today, I am training upper body again. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to hit shoulders or back, but I'm not going to film it. I'm just gonna go in there and have a really good workout. And today is also a very low carb day, so I'm going to be filming a full day of eating for you guys. I have done carb cycling in the past, back in like 2012, so that's what I'm going to do for the last weeks of prep. Usually my body looks so much better after like 2 or 3 low carb days, so I think what I'm going to be doing is front loading my carbs. So I'll be having my high carb days at the beginning of the week and then slowly taper down. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do this week and next week, and then just kind of change things if I need to. But today I'm going to film a full day of eating for you guys. Again, I want you guys to remember that I am 2.5 weeks out from my competition, so my carbs are very low right now. I have not done a super low carb diet. I just started this weekend. My carbs have been, 170 to 180, and then on my refeeds, they've been up to 400. So this past week was the first week that I dropped my carbs a huge amount, and it's crazy because I've been seeing crazy results. So I'm happy that prep is going good. Last week I felt like crap. This week I feel amazing. I filmed all my meals from today, and I'm just going to take you guys through a full day of eating from meal 1 to my last meal, and explain a little bit about what I'm currently doing for my diet 2.5 weeks out. Today was a low carb day for me. I had my high carb day yesterday, and now I have 3 low, and then I will have another high carb day after I have 3 low days. So that is the cycle that I'm doing right now, 3 low, 1 high, and that's probably what I'm going to do into the show. So I will have my high carb day earlier during the week and taper down from there, and then if I need extra carbs to fill out before the show, I will do that Friday and Saturday morning. And I feel like I have to say this, but just remember that I am in competition prep and I am 2.5 weeks out. I personally do not think that anybody who is just trying to lose weight and be healthy should be eating the way that I'm currently eating right now, because it is extreme. It is very low carb. So just beware that I am on prep and I am 2.5 weeks out from my show. I have not done this throughout my entire prep. I just started it I just started carb cycling this past Saturday, so in total, I'm only going to be carb cycling for a total of 3 weeks. I don't recommend carb cycling for somebody who is just trying to lose weight and be healthy, because in my opinion, carb cycling is a little bit extreme. I personally don't recommend carb cycling unless you are already lean and you want to get leaner for a special event. I don't think it's a maintainable way to diet, and if it's not maintainable, you're not going to be able to maintain your results. I am aware that I am going to gain weight after this. I am going to gain some body fat. I can't maintain what I look like right now all year. So I just wanted to make that clear for you guys. So I'm just going to get started and talk about what I ate today. My diet is very boring and very simple, but I tried my best to create meals that will give you guys ideas if you guys are on low carbs or if you guys are dieting for a special event. Most of the meals that I made all of the meals that I made taste delicious and are filling. And that might be because I am very deep into prep or because they actually are very voluminous and very tasty. So give them a try and let me know. But anyways, I started my day with a sweet omelet. That's what I'm going to call it, a sweet omelet. I use Costco's egg whites, and I only like doing this with Costco's egg whites. I don't know why, but the egg beater brand and using like the egg white from a whole egg does not come out tasting the same. So I just do egg whites and I add stevia, cinnamon. I cook it like a regular omelet, and then I top it with peanut butter and Walden Farms syrup. For the peanut butter, I like to put it in a little mug and add the syrup and melt it in the microwave for about 15 to 20 seconds, just so I can spread it out more throughout the entire egg white and not just have it like in the middle. This is actually really tasty. I really like having this at the beginning of the day because it's something sweet, full of protein, healthy fats, and it keeps me full a little bit longer. And that is why I'm having protein and fats at the beginning of the day and not having my carbs. I notice that when I have like a bowl of oatmeal, I tend to be hungrier during the day, so I save my oatmeal for later midday. My next meal is just another very simple high protein meal. I am having egg whites with reduced sugar ketchup, salsa, and spinach. I like having egg whites when I am low carb because they actually fill me up. They have a lot of protein and lower calories than if you were to have the same amount of protein portion from any kind of meat. So that is why I'm having egg whites again, because they are filling. I like to add spinach and salsa for some volume. So that was meal 2. And then meal 3 and meal 4 was the same thing. I did not show both bowls, but I had the same oatmeal bowl 2 times. For my oatmeal, I'm currently only eating 40 grams per bowl, so I had a total of 80 grams, but it was split in between 2, which is a huge difference because usually I have about 60 to 80 grams per bowl, so it's basically cut in half. For my oatmeal, I do like to add protein powder, and I also have just started adding egg whites to add volume. I only use 1 serving of the Costco egg whites, and again, I could only use the Costco egg whites. I've tried this with the egg white from a whole egg and the egg whites from egg beaters, and I only like doing this with the Costco brand. For the oatmeal, I just cook it for 2 minutes in the microwave with just water, and then I stir, and then I add 1 serving of egg whites. I stir again, and I put it back in the microwave for another 30 to 40 seconds. I make sure to keep an eye on it so it doesn't spill over. And then after that's done, I add the protein powder, I add the stevia, and then I top it with peanut butter and cinnamon. My last 2 meals were just a protein source and some veggies. The 5th meal I had was just shredded chicken from the crock pot, and I'm showing you guys that just by putting it in a container and shaking it, it comes out perfect. I like having shredded chicken because it is more voluminous. I feel like it looks like it's a lot more and it's more filling for some reason than if I was just to have grilled chicken or pan fried or baked chicken. And I also had asparagus with this meal. I use mustard and hot sauce to top my food with while I'm prepping, and basically all year round, but this is my favorite combination to add flavor to my food. And then my last meal was just broccoli, spinach, and more shredded chicken, and I used some salsa to top that just to add a little bit of flavor. And I have been ending my nights with decaf coffee. I showed you guys how to make it in my last video. It just helps end my night and my day of eating. It's sweet and it's satisfying. So that is basically everything that I ate. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.